The history of cities tends to follow a certain general pattern. Usually, someone decides that a place, because it is at a crossroads, near a body of water, or near natural resources, is a good place to do business, and a trading post or a marketplace is established. In time, other businesses are attracted, and the need for a community emerges. The infrastructure and order that cities provide for its citizens that which they cannot do for themselves individually. If the community is well founded, and if it possesses those elements that give it a strong economic reason for being, the point where Missoula as we know it began was at a building near the corner of present-day Front Street and Higgins Avenue. The civic leaders at the time were clear in their understanding that no city worth the name could afford to throw away its center. Turning to the powers granted it by the state of Montana, the Missoula City Council adopted an urban renewal plan in 1978 to redevelop the downtown and get it back as a productive, vital part of the community. Later, the City Council would create 2 additional districts in areas of the city that were deemed in need of redevelopment. The program we are about to present talks about how the redevelopment of downtown Missoula was undertaken and why it was done. It will talk about the key projects and programs that jump-started a renewal that made Missoula's downtown the envy of every other Montana downtown. It is a story of how those successes led to redevelopment efforts in other parts of the city. This is a story of taking great risks, of fruitful partnerships, and of a city that refused to let its heart grow weak and die. In future programs, we will feature detailed reports on the projects we are planning and building in an effort to renew and revitalize aging parts of Missoula.
Hi, my name is Chris Behan. I'm project manager at MRA. You've heard where MRA works and why MRA is a public catalyst for private and public investments in certain areas of Missoula. I'd like to tell you about how MRA provides businesses, property owners, and public partners with the means to initiate and enhance projects in the urban renewal districts. The first rule for using MRA financial assistance is that each dollar provided in some way benefits the public. State law explicitly allows MRA to provide assistance to private projects by helping with such things as the cost of demolition, construction of public sidewalks, curbs, streets, and alleys, and provision of new or upgraded utilities like water, sewer, or electrical service to a project site. Those forms of assistance are very helpful, even essential to the success of certain kinds of projects, like those involving new construction or complete building renovation. However, they are not often the roadblocks encountered by many businesses and property owners in an urban renewal district who are considering renovation of a building or part of a building. Therefore, state law also gives the city the ability to create assistance programs. The MRA can offer to address problems or make the most of opportunities common to a specific urban renewal district. For examples of MRA programs that target specific opportunities and problems of an area, let's look at the downtown district. When the downtown was at its lowest ebb during the 1970s and 1980s, the MRA found that the area's greatest potential assets were also its greatest challenges. The community had moved on and forgotten its collective family tree. People interested in renovating the old buildings were faced not only with the cost of renovation, and yet one does not have to go far to glimpse the beautiful surroundings of our western Montana Valley. MRA's programs for downtown are the Commercial Rehabilitation Loan Program, we shorten that to CRLP, and the Life Safety Code Compliance Assistance Program, shortened to Code Compliance Program. MRA can't use public monies to buy bricks, windows, or paint to be used in private renovation of a building. However, MRA can confront the underlying problems of obtaining and affording the financing necessary to purchase those items. The CRLP was created during a time of lenders reluctant to risk investing in the downtown and of interest rates for commercial loans of up to 18% and higher. Through the program, the MRA can write down or prepay a portion of the interest on a project loan, sort of like paying points when you buy a house. The program lowers the risk for lenders and lessens the cash flow impact of loan payments on property owners and businesses, both very good outcomes in redevelopment. The CRLP can be used in two separate ways. The jobs created by the program must pay the city's standard for a living wage. Through the CRLP, lending institutions, property owners, and business owners, and the MRA become partners to help in the renovation of some of Missoula's most important buildings. MRA's Code Compliance Program offers building and business owners the chance to share the costs to comply with the most basic of building codes, life safety of occupants and property. The costs to mitigate the problems were often so overwhelming to property owners and small businesses that other repairs and building improvements were deferred to avoid being confronted with code compliance while applying for a building permit. Through the program, MRA can, within limits, provide matching funds to install fire suppression. along with the other assistance MRA can offer, the Commercial Rehabilitation Loan Program and the Life Safety Code Compliance Assistance Program, provide support for property and business owners in the renewal of downtown and urban renewal District 2. Although there's more to do, those private-public partnerships have started the engine of investment and interest that leads to striking changes and increased safety and renewal of our community roots.
Hi, I'm Carrie Nelson, Redevelopment Specialist with the Missoula Redevelopment Agency. Redevelopment efforts are not successful if people cannot access the area being redeveloped. Over the years, MRA has been involved in a variety of non-motorized and alternative transportation projects to address access to and around the urban renewal districts. MRA's interest in this is part of a community-wide effort to improve air quality, decrease traffic, and reduce parking demand. Finally, not everyone owns an automobile, and these improvements give them an opportunity to get to a variety of destinations. Here I am standing above the Montana Rail Link rail yard on the North Side Railroad overpass. In 1999, MRA was a partner in constructing this overpass. Like many projects, this one has a history that goes back many years. Since the turn of the century, people have needed to cross the railroad tracks. With the construction of the North Side Railroad overpass, the journey is now a safe and pleasant experience. Behind me you see the California Street Bicycle Pedestrian Bridge built in 1999. The original California Street Bridge was built by Missoula County in 1906 for horse and wagon traffic and eventually motor vehicle traffic. Even with the bridge gone, the desire to get across the river in this area of town did not subside. In 1991, the Non-Motorized Transportation Plan identified the river as a barrier to non-motorized travel, which was further highlighted by construction. By the early 1990s, the city had acquired a significant amount of property on the north shore of the river as well, and began building parks. So with the new trail sections and the historical use of the former bridge in mind, planning for construction of the California Street Bridge was undertaken. Utilizing tax increment funds and federal funds, the MRA began the quest to find a suitable design for the newest bridge to be built in Missoula in many years. Many design options were considered and displayed throughout the community, inviting public opinion, with for Outstanding Bridge Project and a National Steel Bridge Alliance Merit Award. In the course of preparing for construction of the California Street Bridge, MRA staff Trails have become an important transportation element in Missoula in the past couple of decades for both recreational and commuting purposes. We have found that constructing trails in redevelopment areas makes them better places to live, work, and do business. Trails help people get to and from downtown for shopping, work, and school, and have additional benefits of easing traffic congestion, improving air quality, and reducing the need to provide as much parking. As a side note, a new surface parking lot space costs about $12,000 to develop. There's no denying it. Missoula is a community that likes to bike, run, and walk to get to a destination, but just as often, simply for enjoyment. Construction of the Shady Grove Trail on the north bank of the Clark Fork was completed in 1996, constructed for the most part on top of the flood control levee built by the Army Corps of Engineers. The trail is located adjacent to Eagle Watch Estates, home to people with mobility impairments. The Shady Grove Trail connects to the California Street Bridge, which links the north and south shores of the river, providing access to the current bicycle commuter network and an opportunity to access future riverfront trail extensions.
This is the Higgins Avenue Bridge. It was built in 1964. As part of its construction, the City of Missoula and the Army Corps of Engineers constructed a flood control project which effectively closed off the north channel of the Clark Fork River. The area that remained was named Island Park and later became known as Caris Park. The early years of the park, there was little more than some lawn and a few small parking lots. In its early years, Caras Park was little more than an afterthought to the flood control project. Today, it has become Missoula's town square, a place where the community comes together to recreate, to celebrate, and to create the ties that bind us to our community. When we were designing Caras Park, I happened to ask the architect approximately how many people would be able to sit in the amphitheater. He replied 300, 350 perhaps. And I had to ask him, why in the world would 350 people come to Caras Park?
Good afternoon. My name is Linda McCarthy. I'm the Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association. We're here at Out to Lunch, which is celebrating its 16th season. We're very fortunate to have a program like this that brings our community together. We have approximately 3,000 to 3,500 people that attend Out to Lunch every Wednesday. We have 13 weeks of the season throughout the summer. And people enjoy it very much. It's the place where they bring their friends and their visitors. It's the place where our business associates come and our families come with their children. So it's a real community-oriented event. Time ever. This year we started sort of the stepchild of Out to Lunch. We call it Downtown Tonight. It's held every Thursday in Caras Park from 5 to 8 p.m.
Hi, my name is Bonnie Spence, and we recently just moved back to Missoula after 5 years overseas. And we really enjoy out to lunch just because of great food, great people, and great music.
My name is Kevin Richland, and Bonnie's my wife. And the reason we like to come to out to lunch is for the atmosphere, and the weather's great in the summertime, and we just enjoy being out and about.
What are we doing? Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I'm here because it's my first time in Missoula going to this little park thing, and it sounded pretty cool.
I'm Megan, and I like to come here because there's lots of variety and a lot of people, and it's just a great time for everybody.
I'm Kyle, and I came because they invited me to go.
My name's Sheena, and I came because she brought me.
And the food, that's why we came.
Hi, my name is Laramie Carlson.
And I'm Kate Britton.
Together we're Laramie and Kate. We're down here at Out to Lunch today, enjoying the beautiful, beautiful Missoula weather.
It's fabulous.
It's fabulous. Just fabulous. We like Out to Lunch because of all the wonderful Missoulians.
And the interesting cuisine.
And the crazy dancers.
Exactly.
Exactly. And the food is fantastic. The weather is beautiful. You can't do much better than all the lovely Missoulians wandering around today.
Microphone hog.
I'm such a microphone hog.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're Joel and Kim Block, and we're from Missoula, Montana. And one of the reasons we like to come down here, although we haven't been here a lot this summer, is just for the social gathering and all the great food and good variety.
Hi, this is Kent Watson. I enjoy coming out to lunch because it gives you a chance to meet and talk with all your friends and to listen to some really good music for a very good price, which is free.
Good afternoon. My name is Ron McDonald. I'm here today primarily because there isn't an MRA board meeting, which allows me to come to one of the most delightful events that occurs during the summer in Missoula. It's great because it brings people from all walks of life, the business community, to some extent a lot of people that are visitors, and a lot of housewives and children, teenagers, to the central location to highlight what really has become the center of our city, the river, and the activities on the river. We're pretty proud of that. It's a great break for the business people to be able to come down here and have a glass of lemonade and a little bit of lunch. It's good for the vendors. It's just a kind of a nexus for the community in the summer that's to the great credit of the Missoula Downtown Association, to the MRA, to the taxpayers that fund MRA, and to the City Council for having the foresight to continue to support this effort and the other efforts that are going on to maintain the river and improve the river corridor.
It's the nature of things, including cities, to get old. What was once the new retail powerhouse of the community, sparked by relatively cheap land and heavily traveled Brook Street, is now starting to fray in places. As the community has grown up around what was once Highway 93, we are beginning to rethink how this area was developed. Is this the kind of development that is appropriate for an area in the heart of Missoula? Once a highway, this area was not originally considered a good place for bicyclists and pedestrians. Although some progress has been made to retrofit the street, it is still clearly the domain of the motor vehicle. Even if you live nearby, this is not a street that is comfortable to walk along or to cross. In this way, the accommodation made to handle our community's motorized traffic, as necessary as it may be, has created a barrier that inhibits walking and biking. Any part of the community that is so central and yet characterized by high traffic volumes must function efficiently and effectively, or the entire community suffers through traffic, congestion, degradation of air quality, ugliness, inconvenience, and other costs. In the coming years, MRA staff will be working with property owners, tenants, and residents of the neighborhood, as well as developers, to examine ways MRA can form the partnerships that have been so successful in the past in redeveloping Missoula's older areas. In that way, we can avoid the problems that come from allowing portions of our community to deteriorate to the point where salvaging them becomes impossible. If we are successful, over the next 15 years, this area of Missoula will be active, attractive, accommodating, and prosperous. We look forward to that challenge and reporting our progress to the community in future programs.
Hi, I'm Todd Gass, the Redevelopment GIS Technician for the Missoula Redevelopment Agency. The MRA is committed to utilizing new technology and tools to support its redevelopment activities. MRA has invested in computer hardware and software to develop a computer-based digital mapping system and a geographic information system. The City of Missoula and Missoula County realized that the efficiencies and advantages of a computerized digital mapping system several years ago with MRA's help. A city-county CAD-based mapping system evolved that eventually incorporated GIS capabilities, particularly for land parcels. The GIS allows the MRA to store, access, manipulate, and analyze information about geographic features mapped within the urban renewal districts. The GIS is particularly useful for quickly producing maps used in the planning of redevelopment projects, reproducing maps, or for analyzing the taxable value implications of a proposed project. GIS was used extensively to provide maps and information for the ERD3 study. The MRA uses GIS to maintain an inventory of land parcels within the urban renewal districts, including information on ownership and taxable value. With the map production capabilities the GIS gives us, the MRA often supports other public agencies and organizations such as the Missoula Downtown Association, the Art Museum, and the Cultural Council by creating maps for their use. In that way, we help our partners in revitalizing Missoula and help them carry out their missions.
Hello, I'm Jelaine Dunn, Office Manager for the Missoula Redevelopment Agency. The work MRA does is as complex as it is important. The MRA staff receives a lot of guidance when making decisions about programs and projects which often involve large sums of money and profound community impact. Oversight for MRA activities happens in 3 different ways. The first way is through the MRA Board of Commissioners. The MRA Board of Commissioners is made up of 5 volunteers from the Missoula community who are appointed by the mayor and approved by the City Council. The MRA Board terms are 4 years in length and board members must be city residents. Experience in finance, planning, legal issues, and with property ownership is useful in the role of the MRA Board member. The MRA Board meets once a month, usually on the 3rd Wednesday of each month. The meetings are held at 12 noon and last approximately 1 to 2 hours. MRA board meetings are open to the public and are held at accessible meeting rooms at various locations within the urban renewal districts. The MRA board oversees and approves projects that are prepared by the staff. The board also provides guidance and direction for MRA programs and areas of focus. Authorization for the creation of the Missoula Redevelopment Agency, its board, and related urban renewal areas is found in Montana state statutes and local ordinances. Oversight of MRA also occurs through the Missoula City Council, specifically through fiscal supervision. Likewise, all administrative or project-related payments which are made from MRA's tax increment funds are processed through the city's accounts payable office and are approved by City Council. Finally, MRA projects that require specific City Council approval fall under the auspices of the City Council's Administration and Finance Committee. The third and final way oversight of MRA activities happens is through communication with the public. MRA takes pride in its relationship with the public and therefore provides several ways for the public to learn about the agency. For example, It is a great source of pride for the board and staff that MRA has always received favorable audit reports on its financial statements. In addition to looking at our financial statements, a citizen may want to peruse our annual report. Another way MRA builds relationships with the public is through its interaction with other public organizations. MRA is a member of the Missoula Chamber of Commerce, and MRA Director Jeff Badenoch serves as an ex officio board member for the Missoula Downtown Association. Also, the MRA staff is often asked to speak at local schools and before service clubs, as well as national and regional professional conferences. Another important way MRA communicates with the public is through its website. With oversight provided by the MRA Board, the Missoula City Council, and local citizenry, MRA strives to bring sound redevelopment to the Missoula community, resulting in job creation, a restored built environment, and a city we can all be proud of.
When the first white settlers came here, they decided that Missoula was a good place to live and to do business. That decision gave birth to Missoula as the city we know. Generations of citizens since then have built and rebuilt this community to what it is today. The efforts of MRA and its public and private partners over the years have played an instrumental role in that rebuilding. To date, we have participated in over 270 public and private projects involving expenditures in excess of $70 million. Roughly 90% of that amount comes from sources other than MRA, but that is nonetheless a tremendous investment in who we are in Missoula and where and how we live. We think it has been well worth it. On behalf of the MRA board and staff, I'd like to thank you for watching. In future MCAP productions, we'll be talking about specific projects we're involved with, both in their planning and construction. We welcome your comments and questions about this program and the work MRA does. If you'd like to share your thoughts with us or have suggestions for future redevelopment-related programs you'd be interested in, please contact MRA in the following ways.